2 weeks after the start of the Ukrainian Defense Forces operation in the Kursk region, it's about time for Russians to recover from the shock and start getting used to the new circumstances, according to the Kremlin. Russian authorities have begun distributing new guidelines for propagandists. Now they actively use phrases like "new reality" and "new normal."
Using such phrases in propaganda is necessary to make people see what's happening not as a deviation but as a new norm, even if temporary. This is supposed to be reassuring. It's hard to live in a deviation from the norm. It's easier in a norm, even if it's a new one. Media technologist from a publication by Medusa.
According to the Kremlin's guidelines, Russians must believe in 3 key points. The enemy has broken through the Russian territory, they will be defeated, and regaining the territory will take time. And information about the real situation in the Kursk region is being blocked by the authorities. Russian television is silent about the advancement of the Ukrainian Armed Forces, as well as about the soldiers surrendering in entire units. Naturally, there's not a word about the losses of the Russian army either. Instead of information and analysis, citizens are encouraged to help collect aid for displaced persons. Putin himself is also trying to avoid drawing attention to the situation in the Kursk region. The last time he spoke about the Ukrainian operation was on August 12th. At that time, during a meeting with military officials and governors, he demanded victories and threatened Ukraine with retaliatory actions.
Critics of Putin in Moscow first drew a parallel during the COVID-19 pandemic. Isolated in his Novo-Ogarevo residence on the outskirts of Moscow, Putin was mostly absent while the capital struggled to contain the spread of the deadly virus. Mark Galeotti, an analyst at the Royal United Services Institute in the UK, noted his characteristic trait, allowing certain serious problems to become someone else's problems, from a publication by Politico.
The Kremlin is still unable to completely ignore what is happening in the Kursk region. The Central Election Commission has indefinitely postponed municipal elections in 6 districts and 1 city in the region, according to Verstka. However, early gubernatorial elections will be held at the end of August. Moreover, the Russian command has yet to solve the problem of manpower shortages, which is becoming increasingly apparent with each passing day.
Where to find reserves, possibly by withdrawing them from front lines that Russia considers less of a priority. There was information about withdrawing troops from the north of the Kharkiv region. Units were withdrawn from Chasiv Yar. The 809th Marine Brigade is already the southern part of the front. These battalions were redeployed to the Kursk from and reinforced with conscripts.
The Ukrainian Defense Forces operation in the Kursk region has shown that all declarations about so-called red lines that must not be crossed regarding Russia are nothing but a myth, according to the president of Ukraine.
We are currently witnessing an extremely important ideological shift, namely the entire naive, illusory concept of so-called red lines concerning Russia, which has dominated some partners' assessments of the war, has crumbled somewhere near Suja in recent days. It is crucial that our partners are in sync with us in this determination, and then Russia will have no other option but to accept a just peace.
Earlier, Volodymyr Zelensky stated that the goal of the Ukrainian Defense Forces operation in the Kursk region is to create a buffer zone on the territory of the aggressor country. Reported by Pavel Shtelmach, Yulia Granovska, UATV News.